Are you actually getting what you paid for? So today I was taking some supplements and I wanted to make sure that they hadn't changed hands. So back during the, let's say, epidemic time frame, I noticed some of these, for whatever reason, supplement companies had changed hands. So sometimes now when I try to take certain supplements or vitamins, I look to see if it's a company that's been in business for a long time or if they got bought out for whatever reason. Not saying good or bad, but this particular one, in the process of doing that, I found out that there were some fraudulent supplements being sold. These were sold by a company called A2X1. Now this has all been rectified and taken care of. However, this was back in 2023. So if you're like me and you buy supplements, you may still have some of these on your supplement shelf. So I wanted to mention this because I think it's a very important topic to make sure that you are getting what you think you're getting. This in particular is a company that has been around for a long time. It's called Now, and they do their due diligence to make sure no one is fraudulently producing their product, which is great. And one thing they mentioned is you need to check if you've been ordering a supplement for a very long time, make sure that the ones you get that you order online match the packaging. The packaging should be similar. And I'm going to say, this could be a possibility with any product, not just Now. And the other thing to keep in mind is when they do switch hands, they like to change the packaging, like revamp everything. So that's a clue that you want to do some research and see if this product has been sold to another company. Do some deep diving, figure out who this company is that's buying these supplements. That's something you would want to know. I'm not saying good or bad, but you have to do a lot of digging to really get to the bottom in some of these cases, because certain individuals have companies and you wouldn't know that they're tied to them. So you have to really, really research what you're buying. So to get back to Now, they wanted to mention, and they did mention, the differences in these fraudulent supplements, something that you can keep an eye out for. The bottle is not the exact same as the bottle Now uses. The neck is different. The fraudulent product lids are child-proof and not purple lids. So if you buy Now supplements, you'll notice it has like a purple ring around it and then a purple lid, and they're like fit down onto the bottle, and then there's a thing you pull off to get that lid open. So keep in mind, if you have a Now supplement that has a child-proof white lid, don't use that. Or any imprint on the bottom of the bottles. I'm sorry, no lot number. When they counterfeit these or make them fraudulently, there is no lot number. So look for that. Make sure your supplements have a lot number. The labels are squared on the edges and not rounded. So if you buy a Now supplement, they have a rounded edge on the label. The Now logo on the front is slightly elongated, as is the main product name. So it wouldn't be a bad idea if you have an old supplement bottle to hang on to it, and then you can compare the new bottle to the old one and see how they compare. This is just another way to cover yourself. I'm not sure how often this happens. This might be very rare, but I don't think you want to be taking something that you don't know what it is. And I'm not trying to scare you, because you definitely should continue taking supplements. I'm all for that. The other thing that they mentioned is that the labels can peel off, whereas when you have a Now bottle, it's very difficult to peel that label off. So those are the things that they mentioned to look for. But obviously this situation was taken care of. This company that was selling these was shut down. And so that in particular company is no longer doing this. Now the supplements they mentioned, Now Adam Male Multi 180 Soft Gels, the Now Apple Pectin 700 milligram 120 veg caps, the Now D Manos 500 milligram 300 veg caps, if I'm pronouncing that right, L-glutamine 500 milligram 300 caps, L-lysine 500 milligram 250 veg caps, lutein and zeaxanthin, if I'm pronouncing that correct, which is a soft gel, 50 caps. Magnesium citrate, 200 milligrams, 250 tabs. These are in capsules. Now Mood Support, 90 veg caps. Now Psyllium Husk, 500 milligram veg caps. SACCHAROMYCES. Next word, BOULARDII, 60 veg caps. Don't know how to pronounce that. Valerian root, 500 milligram, 250 veg caps. Again, this was back in 2023. If you've purchased something after that date, this doesn't apply to these particular ones in company. So that has been taken care of. They tested the substance, and I believe the majority of it was like a rice powder that was ground up. However, there was trace amounts of a pharmaceutical called SILDENAFIL in some of the samples. So I have never heard of that. So you would have to research that. If I can, let me see if I can find that right now and figure out what that would be. Give me a second here. Oh Lord, it's Viagra. So, yeah, interesting. Yeah, so I don't know what to think about that. My mind's still processing the fact that you're buying a supplement that had traces of Viagra in it. Lovely. That's just lovely. So if it made you feel kind of sparky, that would be why. The main point of this video is keep tabs of the supplements you are buying. So I don't know if you remember this, if you're a big supplement person, there was way back when they were trying to put regulations on supplements, and they could never seem to get around doing that. Don't know why. They couldn't get a handle on it. So since they never were able to do that, I have noticed that companies are buying out some of these supplement companies for whatever reason. For what they say, you know, they're getting on the health bandwagon, this, that, and the other, which could be. So I am not an expert. I don't have a medical background. These are just things that I have read, so take it with a grain of salt. Don't hold me responsible for anything you do. But these are just things that I have noticed along the way. And when I certainly am not going to stop buying Now products because this happened. This is not their fault. In fact, they were staying on top of it, did what they had to do to get them removed from the market to protect their reputation. It's a good company. So those are the things you need to look for, and just be careful when you're purchasing supplements and what you're getting and who owns them and this, that, and the other. So